Sample number 4 is asking us to cut 2 overlock and machine baste. So I've started with my 2 pieces, I've overlocked them around the edge. Machine basting is meant to remove when you're fitting something, or if it's a first sample or first muslin. So it's not a permanent stitch. To find a basting stitch, if you go to your machine, and again, this will depend on your own machine that you're using at home. If you're using an industrial at school, or if you have an industrial at home, turning it up to a 4 is considered a basting stitch. 2.5 is a normal permanent stitch. So 4, you can even go to 5, but 4 will suffice. I'm going to take my 2 pieces, overlocked edges, right sides together, and I'm going to find my 1-inch guide on my plate. I'm going to line it up. I see my 1 inch. If you're at home using your own machine and you don't have a 1 inch, you can create one. Just put a piece of masking tape, measure over from your 3/4, and you can place your masking tape for 1 inch. And if you even need a 1 1/4 inch, you can do that. But we rarely use a 1 1/4. So I'm going to line it up at my 1 inch. And with a basting stitch, you do not need to lock it at the beginning and the end because it's going to be a removable stitch. So you're simply going to begin and, without locking it, go from beginning to end with a 1 inch seam allowance. I'm going to open my seam like we did with our 1/4 inch and our 1/2 inch and our 3/4, and we are going to press it flat. You can flip it over and you can press that seam flat from the right side. And now you have a basted 1 inch overlocked seam. When you look at your seam closely, you'll see that these stitches are far wider than your permanent stitching in your 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch.